Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to softdev.cafe, and today I'm going to show you how to create a dynamic layout in Flutter. Basically something like this, where you can have stuff on each side of the row and changing layout depending on the size of your window. Okay, let's head right into it. I have clear Flutter app here. We are going to build it in Windows, but this is useful basically anywhere, whether you do an app for web, Windows, or even iOS and Android. Mainly for this instance, mainly if you want to operate it on portrait or landscape, or for example for the iPads, this is what you might find useful. Okay, so we are going to do the main division. Basically what we want is one column at the left and second column at the right, but we want the right column to be bigger. We are going to use a row because this is the biggest part we want to divide. You have to think from the big parts to the smaller ones. So if you want to have, for example, some stuff up the top, then you would go column first. If not, if you want to do just the menu on the left and content on the right, you will start with the row. But since it's probably not a bad idea to even do some header of the applications, we are going to start with the column. And first thing in the column, we are going to just do a container. We don't even have to do it as a container. I think we are going to do it as a sized box with height of 30 and child. For now, we're just going to do, we're just going to do center, child, text, and let's call this, I don't know, dynamic layout app. Okay, lovely. And now to basically divide the part under this title, we are going to give it a row. Now, I don't want it to be 1-to-1, and this is where the expanded widgets come in. So we are going to do expanded child, and this is going to be, let's just put in container with the child of text, which is going to say this is going to be menu, and second expanded, which we are going to call content. Now, if I'm going to build this, and you can see it's divided like one by one. You know what? Let's paint it so we can see it better. We're going to give it colors, and let's give this one an amber, and let's give this one, for example, green. Yeah, so now you can see it's divided like this. Okay, it's 1 and 1, which is what we don't want. Also, we would like the columns, these two, to be full height. So what we are going to do, we are going to get this row into expanded widget. And what expanded widget does is that it takes all the place it can take. So now the row is taking all of that space, but what's not taking all of the space are the containers. And if you want the containers to take all of the space, we are going to go with double infinity for the height, and now the container is taking all of the space. So we are going to do this at both of these two. Great. And as you can see, now we have the layout like this. We can obviously scale this, but it's still going to be 1-to-1, which is what we don't want. And that's where the flex comes in. To understand flex, it's an int where you can put anything to it, and it doesn't mean anything unless you have another expanded thing with a flex there. So let's say I want the menu to be 5 times smaller than the content. So I'm going to do flex 1 at the menu, and then I'm going to do flex 5 at the content. And now we have it like this. And we always gonna have it like this. We always gonna have the menu 5 times smaller. You can scale this as you want, and you will still have it like that. Now I'm going to show you another lovely trick. Lovely dynamic size widget, which is a spacer, which is something I needed a lot of times. And basically what we're going to do in this size box, we are going to give it another row instead of this sender. So we are going to go with row, with children. And now let's say we have the title here. Title of, yeah. Let's command the app bar. So we are working actually only in our layout. We are not going to be using the app bar anymore. Okay, so we have the title of the app right here. Now, I want to have, for example, a settings icon. So let's do icons, settings. Okay, so now we have a settings icon here, but I wanted to have the settings icon here. So I could change somehow the alignment of this row, but that would still move all of it somewhere. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to put a spacer here and save it. And what the spacer does is it uses all of the available space in between the two elements to push it to the sides. Obviously now we have it too much on the sides, and it's just very easy fix. You can either use a padding, or if it's in a row like this, I just like to use a size box with width of, for example, 20. Do it here, save it. And now we have the paddings on each side with a space in between. But here's the thing, that now the menu is kind of well sized. But if I'm going to go and make it really small, you don't want a menu like this. That's stupid. So let's say that on some specific size you don't want the menu to be here anymore. And that's also very easy to use. What we are going to do is, for the container with the content, we are not going to do just text. We are going to do column with children, and we are going to put the text in it. Save this. Yes, now we have it as a column. And what we want to do is we want to take a look in how big the actual width of the screen is. So we are going to print media query of context size width. So now we can look in the debug console and check the width of the window. So yeah, let's say at the 700 it's still okay, but under the 700 it's getting a bit too small, and we don't want menu this small. So we are going to add a variable here, and this is going to be double, which is going to be minimal width for menu, whatever you want to call it, and we are going to give it a 700. Which means now it's going to print if this is bigger than minimum width for the menu. So now we are still good, not anymore. And when we are not anymore, we don't want the menu on the left, we want the menu on the top. So we are going to do if this, then we are going to have the expanded, but otherwise don't. See? And now the menu is going away. Now we want to have the menu here, obviously. So you will have to obviously design another menu, because you don't want to use the same menu as we had on the left. But if it's going to be this case, then we are going to add in another container and this is going to be your menu design. So we are going to give it a height of 70 for now, or 100, doesn't really matter. We are going to give it a child, which is going to be for now just text as menu, and we are going to give this a color, which is colors amber, so we can keep it visually the same for now. I'm done. I'm sorry. Just to keep it very simple, we are going to just negate the previous one. And it works. We obviously don't want it like this. We are going to give it a width of double infinity. And now we have our layout dynamically changing. This is about it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helped some of you, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the other one. Bye.